I was raised Jewish in Oklahoma and often faced odd situations. A middle school peer once tried to persuade me that Christianity came before Judaism. I pointed out, but Jesus was a Jew. He replied, "Exactly." Completely serious, no hint of sarcasm. That ended the discussion. Brexit serves as a prime case of this. It was always a remarkably foolish plan, yet they convinced enough people to turn it into reality. As kids, my sister and I bickered constantly. She had this habit of saying something, and when I'd bring it up moments later to make a point, she'd insist, "I didn't say that," or "That's not what I meant." It's impossible to debate someone who denies their own words to protect their stance. She'd also shift the argument's direction if she felt she was losing. Once, a colleague labelled me a fool for doing a task wrong when I was actually correct. When I calmly explained their suggested method didn't work, they pivoted saying, "Why are you so upset? I was only trying to assist." Suddenly, we were debating my emotions instead of the proper way to do the job. My mother grumbled that my generation would be clueless without internet guides. I replied, "What's that generation supposed to do when the one raising them didn't teach them anything?" This was while I transferred files from her old Windows 8 laptop to her new Windows 10 one using a USB drive. She struggled because she claimed Windows 10 is completely different. It's obviously not. This might go unnoticed, but it was and remains hilarious to me. Years ago, I worked collecting payments for travel trailers and mobile homes. A woman swore she'd mailed her payment check, but it never arrived. When I called and mentioned our earlier talk, saying, "You said you'd send it, but it didn't show up." It wasn't a heated exchange, just a mild, "I thought we agreed, and now I'm let down." This woman, likely in her 30s, not too bright and somewhat rural, told me, "I sent it, but the post office knew I didn't have enough funds and returned it, so it wouldn't bounce." My dry response, "I can't see how that's possible." She answered, totally earnest, "I don't get it either." I was speechless. An employee signed a confidentiality agreement about a forthcoming art project with investors. He shared it with everyone. When confronted, he argued the agreement only barred him from discussing it with company staff. I'm not calling my mom foolish, but she clings to some misguided ideas. For instance, when I mentioned that European nations like Sweden have universal health care, she instantly countered, "But they're taxed to death for it." My research shows a US resident pays about 12% more in income tax, 42%, than a Swedish resident, 30%.